everyone. Oh, God. What was that? Good morning, everyone. No, I know what you're doing, but nothing came out. I went to talk and nothing came out. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Viva Cafe con Leche. Happy Thursday. This is the Badass Buddha coming to you from a gloomy southern Connecticut where it's been raining off and on for a couple of days. But, right, what is it? Spring showers bring May flowers. So we're hoping for the best. So good morning, everyone. My name is Lori Monaco. I am the Badass Buddha. I am a teacher, speaker, coach, specializing in narcissistic relationships and toxic relationships and narcissistic abuse syndrome. I am also a mindfulness teacher and speaker and an author. So good morning. Welcome.
Good morning. Buenos días, Badass Buddha.
Good morning.
And milagros. Buenos días. It's kind of gloomy here too, but it's a beautiful morning, right? It's beautiful today. Who am I? I am La Margarita, your Gladiator Guru. Gladiator Guru as in skilled survivor. Today is a week of my accident, and look, it's still excellent. Sacred healer, end of life doula, spiritual coach. What do I want to say? I am La Margarita de Margarita, which means I belong to me. I am a writer. I am an author. I am an artist. I am a traveling magician. So wherever you find me, in any corner of this world, I bring my magic, right? I write, I talk shit all the time, everywhere, in every space I am standing in, and I can paint, and I can always be fully wrapped into myself, which makes me a traveling musician. So come see about me. Margarita de Margarita.com. What am I? Owner of Naturally Orgasmic Cafe Company. Launch coming soon.
And we're very excited about that. I mean, so if you're in that area, right, because you're launching locally, right? That you're starting with that launch locally.
Yes.
So if you're in the Florida area, or even if you're not in the Tampa area, then get your ass down there for the launch and be there for it. And if you can't make it for the launch, then you can be there for, just head down there at any time in Tampa to go get it, to go get that fabulous coffee. But you can order it online too, though, right, Gladiator Guru? You can order the coffee
that's
online.
why I mentioned my Margarita de Margarita.com. It will be revamped. And you can order from there. You can call me, text me. And, we have different ways we can get it to you. So my big launch will be here at the end of the month, but I will be having one in Connecticut. I'm working on the logistics of that. Something small, but for those people in Connecticut that want to get some before the 2nd of May, from like the 24th to the 2nd of May, I will be available with Naturally Orgasmic Cafe. Cafe. It's so different. Cafe in English means a cafe shop. Cafe means coffee. To us, I gotta train my brain to be bilingual in that title. Naturally Orgasmic Cafe Company. Because why make it easy for anybody? Because that's just life. But I have a couple of you on, and if you just give me like 2 minutes, I just want to say thank you to everyone who has sent prayers, light, Godspeed, healing. Gracias to all the humans who have shared through the GoFundMe. Namaste. I really appreciate that. All the text messages, IMs and DMs and WhatsApps, they warmed my soul through all of this. I am present in my now to share in my gratitude for life, right? Because we spent so many years mourning and missing, which is today's topic. But in a sense that we forget to live within ourselves. So we mourn and live the loss of those loved ones, but then in sewn into the tapestry of those losses is life, which is you, and we tend to forget that. So and this was several weeks ago. I was talking to the badass Buddha even before I went to Connecticut, and I was like, I have this feeling, I can't place it. You know, I can't place what it is. Is it sadness? Is it self-doubt? Is it what? So it would dance up from my chest to my stomach. So I knew it was, and I even said it's like I'm at the threshold of change, but I can't tell in which direction it was going. So I was thinking maybe is I have to reevaluate my planning, my launching, or everything that was involved in it. But a couple days ago, yeah, you asked the $1 million question. What is it that I need to know? Universe, God, just let me know what's happening. And then, yesterday I was sitting with myself and I was painting flowers on a purse, and it's like peace washed up. And it was after a good conversation I had with the badass Buddha. And so it's like the peace washed up from my toes to the crown of my head, and a knowing, feeling, touch, whatever it is that you want to call it. It filled me. And the message was just live. It's time to just live. We're going to always miss the people who passed away. And I had trauma after trauma, tragedy after tragedy, I'm going to say, of people dying. And so it's like I lived around those curves, around those dates, those birthdays and those death anniversary dates. And it's like now it's just time to live. So that's what, I received the second chance in the second half of my life. So it's the best part of my life, right? So no luck, and it's no coincidence. To me, it's a blessing. I was covered by grace and grand love and God, like Jah. You don't say it's luck. So mi gente, I'm gonna finish up because we have just the most handsomest that's waiting to come up. Is I want to close by saying, just sharpen your faith and dull your fear. And if you can do that, then you're going to make it throughout the day. The days go by smoother. You don't want easier, but you want smoother. Enough of the rocky road. So sharpen your faith and dull your fear. And live with the intention, gratitude, and love. And believe in miracles. And be as you are doing. If we are constantly present while we're busy, then guess what? It's a beautiful blend. So live a life with peace and smiles, and simply because it's been written. So maktub to you. Besitos. Thank you for my moments. I'm done.
And then she has moments on Tuesday night, every Tuesday night at 7 with moments con Margarita, right? So
Margarita.
The beauty of this is that when asked, because you were asked like immediately after the accident or shortly after the accident, while you were still on the site of the accident, I think you were asked, so you're not still going to Portugal, right? Right? And the beauty of it is that didn't even cross her mind. It didn't think, and I think that's what really also needs to be said, is the fact that when things fall into our path, we have a choice. We can walk over them. We can walk around it. We can move it the hell out of the way. Or, sometimes it might require us to sit for a moment and think about what we need to do. But either way, the idea is to still walk on the path. And every so often, things can fall on the path that we might have to create a new path. We might have to create a new path way around it. But either way, you're still moving forward. Mm-hmm. For those that have a setback and think that it's like, okay, this is it. Oh, this is a sign. Like, this is a sign that I can't go. I love signs. Don't get me wrong. But if you believe that a sign is there to stop you from doing what you feel is in your heart and what you're passionate about, this is something that Gladiator Guru needs, is to go on this walk. I cannot wait for her to go on this walk so that she could share it with all of us, because she's going to be broadcasting from there, and we're going to be there with her, feeling it and seeing pictures if she's going to, whenever she posts. And, it's important because maybe that'll create a new path for some of us as well. So I love the fact that she didn't think twice about that. That wasn't even in her mind. And when it was asked, she kind of was like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I'm growing. I might not have a car, but I have 2 fully functioning legs, and I have a burning sensation and desire to complete what I said I wanted to. And not having a car, it doesn't mean if I don't go, I'm gonna magically have a car. But you know what? No, when you pray for something and then it happens, then guess what? You got to mucked up. Again, that word is not used enough. And because everything in your life has already been written, you just got to surrender to what is bigger than you and follow your path that's already been carved. Life isn't hard. We make it hard. We want to stick our fingers in it and try to redecorate what's already been done. It's like somebody touching up a Monet and then they mess it all up. You understand? Sometimes, you know what? Just sit back, mind your business. Once you've prayed on it, meditated, whatever you're comfortable saying. Once I pray on it, I don't make big trips like that without prayer. So Porto, Portugal, here I come in a couple of weeks.
Les Brown had a quote years ago, and he said that, life is simple, but it's not easy. No, nobody ever said life is easy, but it is simple. We make life more complicated, and then we say that, oh, life is hard, life is not simple, but it is simple. It's just that the way that we go about it, it's not easy. And if you need to achieve, and some things are, it's just that if there's something that you need to achieve and you need to work for, yes, it's not going to be easy, especially if you're making big changes in your life, but it's possible.
Easy is just easy. That's what it is. It's just easy. So when something is easy, you question it every single time. Somebody treats you good, I wonder what they want. That's our mentality. Right. So why would you do anything that's easy?
Right.
Something that makes you smile, that makes
there's no motivation, I think, too, when it's
you want to be aroused by things. And sometimes that's sweat, and that's hard work. And arouse yourself daily by doing things that are not easy, that doing things you have to do to fall forward. And when we want easy, and then the self-doubt sets in. So you know what? Arouse yourself and become magically orgasmic in everything you do. And you know what? Even sex isn't easy, but it's not easy, but it's very much enjoyable.
Yes.
So guess what happens?
It's work. It's good
work.
work.
It's work. You gotta work it, baby.
They don't call it a job for nothing.
So with that, let's say we have people saying stuff.
So yes, let's say good morning. So we said Kathy Ruiz, Tiffany Bryan, Milagros. We said Arlene Kelly, good morning. We've got Chenille Real Deal in the house. Ruthie Wright came on. We have Robert Nunez, Carmen, good morning. Liza Tuck in the house. We haven't seen Liza in a while. The only reason Liza showed up is because Ephraim's on. That's what it is. We haven't seen Liza in so long, and that's why she's on. So
thank you.
Look at Liza wrote that we look for drama for some strange reason. Yes, until you decide that you don't want it anymore. Once you decide that that's just not working for you, then you don't look for it as much. But all right, so let's get
that adrenaline going, don't you think? Like drama, like what? All right, we feel everything. Like we are really so in tune with our sense of feeling. Whenever there's drama, you get those pricklies all over, you get worked up. Go ahead.
Well, and it's true. It's true. As long as it's not, listen, and I think the word is sometimes used improperly, and I know I use it all the time, and might be using it improperly. It's drama. You could have really great drama, but I think most of it is a negative thing. But if I love being a little dramatic, I love getting excited about stuff. I like doing that with my children and people that I love and know. And building it up in that sense, that type of drama, is nothing wrong with it. Building up to something that's going to be great. But it's when you're using it as a tool to create chaos, negative chaos, to create negative things, then it's a bad situation. Mm-hmm. So, all right. So let's set our intention to our mantra, and let's get Efraim on. So our intention today, as always, is The intention for today is to be intentional. And that one, peace, goes out to Carmen. Carmen
Nieves.
So be intentional and
be grateful.
And be grateful.
Show your gratitude in everything you do.
That's right. And let's get ready to do our mantra. Say it loud, say it proud, as loud as you can wherever you are. And if you're somewhere where you can't yell, just yell on the inside or whisper it. Ready? Here we go.
Wait. Has anybody seen the Asian guy who does videos in New York City? He gets headphones on and any language music and starts singing at the top of his lungs. He does Shakira all the time, twisting and everything. You never hear him. He sings. No. You said say it loud wherever you are. Yeah, say it loud.
So was that guy listening to them?
Oh my God, no!
But say it loud. That would be great.
You triggered a happy memory of him by saying that. He would just sing to people.
You can do anything in New York on the streets. You know that. People don't even look twice at you. They just keep walking. So that's the beauty of it. We should get a few people in New York on the streets to shout this with us. That would be great. So if you know anybody, have them log in when we do this mantra and let them shout out so we can get that bigger audience to come. What are they doing? All right, here we go. I am a disruptor.
I am a disruptor.
I am unapologetically courageous.
I am unapologetically courageous.
I am spiritually grounded.
I am spiritually grounded.
I am magically orgasmic.
Ole.
And I am beyond authentic.
And I keep it as real as I can be.
All right. Woohoo! Fantastic. Okay, so we're going to pull Efraim on, and you, Gladiator Guru, say the title because I never pronounce it correctly. And
let's hope I remember. Well, we got the perfectionist to correct us.
So you give it a try.
But he's sitting on the beach.
He's always sitting on the beach. I don't think he ever leaves the beach. I think he lives on the beach. Here we go. We'll bring him on. There he is.
Look it.
It's nice to meet you too.
It's like to meet you. Yes, Efraim. ¿Cómo estás?
Muito bem. E você?
Nice.
It's so funny because everywhere I go, in any Hispanic place, they look at me, they already assume that I'm Puerto Rican. And they speak Spanish to me, and then I answer everything in Portuguese, and they look at me like, what? Because I understand, but I speak Spanish, but nobody understands Portuguese when I speak. So, bom dia, let me hear. Let me hear you guys saying that.
Bom
there
dia.
You go.
See? No falo português e muy bueno. Muy bueno.
Oh, yes, very nice.
Yeah, I don't know.
So today,
it's good to see you.
Oh, it's good to see you. Look at your chin, your fit. I see every time. See, I have a very wild imagination. So every time I see you doing a massage online, it's like, you cut and paste your head on that. I'm like, but yes.
You got to come here so I can work on you.
Yeah. I got to figure out how far it is from here to there, but yeah.
Where are you exactly?
I'm in Tampa. Tampa.
Oh, Tampa is like maybe 3 hours. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
From Deerfield, maybe like I don't know. I'm not
That's
certain.
worth it all day long to go for 90-minute massage.
We can. I can go there and then do a breakfast, have some delicious coffee, and then work on you and hang out for lunch and maybe some sex. I'm just kidding.
Oh, you never know. Options are like
talk about magically orgasmic.
Magically orgasmic. So today's word, let me see if I'm gonna say it right. Saudade.
Saudade, perfect.
Saudade. So what is and that's the name of the title today is what is saudade?
Saudade. Yeah, so first I'm gonna, instead of answering you, I'm gonna ask, what do you think that means for you, saudade?
Well, for me, I learned of the word back in 2012, and it was when my husband was dying, and I heard it. I heard it, and I can't even tell you where I heard it, but I looked it up, and when it talks about how when you miss someone, it's like it's a forever missing someone, and it fit me perfectly because my husband was, in the transition, he was dying, and I was like, okay, so this is a word that, and it fit for my dad, that no matter where they are, you're gonna forever miss them. It's gonna be a longing of.
Longing. That's what it is. That's what it is. Yes. Well, that's exactly what this word. There is no translation word by word,
Yeah.
for saudade, but it is something that us in Brazil speak a lot. So everybody always missing something or someone, and that's what this word means. But I just I wanted to pause a little bit on this, and I want to say something that you guys are mentioning about difficult and easy. Remember that at the very end?
Yep.
Yeah. So missing someone, saudade, having saudade is very difficult sometimes. I don't make it be. I miss my mother, I think, most of all. And my father and I were very close. My mom died last year, and
Sorry.
although I lived away from her for a long time. I've always very connected, and I always missed her. The saudade I felt for her was always there, and it was very difficult. But when I think about difficult and easy, which only exist in language, I think if we don't speak about how difficult things are, they are not. So I don't find it to be difficult to miss my mom, nor to miss my friends in Connecticut, my son, my ex-wife that's in Connecticut, my family in Brazil. I I find that this is not difficult for me because whenever this word comes to my mind, whether difficult and easy it is, I let go of the difficult part and I insist in saudade being something that it is fucking delicious for me. I don't suffer with this. I'm
Right.
sorry, I said fuck, right?
No, my God, don't apologize on this show.
I'm still stuck on delicious.
Ah, yes. No, because we always think about things being difficult in a way, and I don't know. I find for me like okay, I had amazing things going on. I know it's never gonna come back, and since I understand suffering only exists within myself, I do not allow the suffering to be part of my missing my family,
Yes.
my missing the things I don't have, my missing none of that. So saudade for me is easy.
Okay.
Does that make any sense?
No, it makes perfect sense. In fact, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but your mom also too didn't she have some dementia? Your mom,
She did. She had
and
Alzheimer's.
so does my dad. And when a person has dementia, even when we're talking in terms of saudade, it's you're talking about sometimes the assumption is I'm assuming is the person's gone, like either they're gone out of your life, like you've moved on, or they've moved on, or they've passed. But you, even with somebody who has dementia, they could be here physically present with you, but they're gone,
They're gone.
and these are this is the reality of the world. The reality of the world is that we will always have loss. We will always have that. And how we choose to, like you said, that you're the only person that can feel the way you do, and you can decide to really ruminate in it or not. And you can create something positive from it or not. Like, I think the term that makes me uncomfortable was what you said, is that it's the translation, although not literal, because it's hard to translate. But one of the words that comes up with it is longing, and to me, longing to me is a very negative term because it makes you stay stuck on something and say, longing for that person, longing for that. Like, you have to come to terms with letting go, but you don't ever let go fully. So you could choose what you're going to hold on to and keep. Like, I had a dream last night about my dad. It was very weird. Lately, I haven't really been able to remember any of my dreams. I had a dream about my dad, and I was having a conversation with him, and he was just like he used to be. Like, the way we were talking, the way he was joking around, he was the personality that he used to have. And I woke up, and for a moment, I felt sad because that's not who he is anymore. Like, he's present, but he's not there. You can't even have a conversation with him, really. But then I just cherished that memory. I said to myself, you know what? It's unfortunate that like you can't just, you watch them decline, but I have to remember, the times that I had with him that were really good. And I'm still having times with him that are fine. And then at some point he will transition. He's 88 years old, but I don't know how much longer he'll be here on earth. But I'm already coming to terms with all that and working through it. So that's all I wanted to say.
Well, that's good. That's good that you can be there. And do it like that. I wish I could have when I was caregiving, but I was like 24/7, so it was like their life depends on your life, and your life needs to be for their life. So that's beautiful that you see it that way, Laura. Go ahead.
Oh, and if I can interrupt one more time, it looks like the tribe has started a star party. So you got less than 2 minutes to buy stars if you want to do this, because who started it? Melissa Hernandez Moran started it, and Kathy Ruiz is joining, and this is great. So thank you for those that started the star party. So we appreciate that. You have 1.5 minutes to get your stars, and we appreciate it. So Milagro says, I want to be there with him. Look at the sky.
I mean, I think we all want to be there with him, but many won't say it out loud. Efraim. So there's nothing that you can say at this point. You have anything like the Saudade thing? Nothing. There's nothing you long for in your life because you made peace with it.
I'll tell you this. No, I really practicing in my life to be joyful no matter where I am. I always talk about this place that I am being the paradise, but I don't see this as the paradise because of the place. I see because I'm here and because I am at ease with myself.
Yes.
You guys heard me saying in the very beginning that I got arrested. Remember that? For DUI? Did I tell you that?
I don't think so. No. When did that happen?
I'll tell you. To many 1 month when I was here, many things happened in 1 year that I was in Florida.
Oh, I think you did. I think you did. But say it again.
I remember. I know I did.
Repeat it.
And so anyway, near my house, I drank a beer with my family, and I went to my house and I got stopped. But anyway, so it took 15 months with this. What I mean by telling you this is that I had to get a lawyer. I was arrested for the first time in my entire life as a criminal, and without being drunk, because the police officer was right and I was wrong in his opinion. Yeah. So anyway, at the very end, 15 months later, after so much shit, I was found innocent, of course, and they gave me my money back that I had to pay to get out of jail and all that. So what I mean by that, I've been doing the work on myself so much that none of those things would impact who I am, no matter where I am. So for me today to say that I suffer because I miss my mom, I miss my family, I miss what I used to have in Connecticut, I am not in that space. I miss as a word that's like you just said longing means something to you, because my English is not as good as yours. Longing means absolutely nothing besides longing. So I don't make it mean anything else. So if I say longing, if I say saudade, if I say I missed you, they all have the same meaning. They do not affect me. I know what it means for me in terms of language, but there is absolutely no effect affecting who I am right now. So my work, even though I went through all these things throughout a whole entire year here, it looked very simple, right? It looked very beautiful. I'm always here. I wake up and I come here. The sun is not even up there yet, and I am here. So unless I'm traveling or doing something else, I am here. And going back to being grateful, what you guys said in the very beginning, that's where I am. And that's where I stay. So whenever the conversation about missing my family, my things in Connecticut, which was a great life, my house that I lost, everything, I don't miss coming from a place of disempowerment. I come from a place where I am happy that you said about in the beginning about not moving out of your path. The river only gets to where it's supposed to get, because no matter how many obstacles is there, it will go through.
Yes.
That's
So
right. That's
that's
right.
my life. And it isn't better, it is not worse, but one thing I can tell you, sitting over here against this tree and grounding myself on this amazing earth and being present to this beauty, I don't give a fuck what's happening around me. I don't
That's
care
right.
how much I miss anybody or anything. My sons, my mom, my I am good. So there is no suffering inside that conversation for me. Does it make any sense? I don't know if I went off
It
the
makes
topic.
sense. It makes sense. And I don't see, just like confrontation. I don't, people think the word confrontation is negative because it means you're going to go argue or fight with somebody. So, and I don't. I think it brings clarity and peace. When you confront something head on in a space of peace, then you can understand one another, or you can confront whatever's happening. You confront whatever's happening to you or the person. And then you dead it. There's no more animosity, anxiety, or anything. So the word longing to me is like, I long for hugs. I long for long walks somewhere, which is why I'm going back to walk to Spain. So I don't look at the word longing in the way that Lori does, or maybe you. And I think that's the beauty of the difference. With what I wrote and read this morning, that's exactly what I'm saying. It's about falling forward and living, and you know what, traveling down that path in and out of what may come to disturb you or what may be placed to prevent you. And it's all about knowing who you are and doing what you love without the extra baggage that we carry through missing my dad, my husband, my mom, and all. I came to a place where love does not mean that I have to continuously mourn. You get what I'm saying?
It
And
is the truth, and people that live inside of this conversation don't show, because most people think that because they suffer, they mourn, oh my God, my mom, I lost my mom 10 years ago, and so it looks like it's very romantic. It sounds romantic, and it sounds like, wow, it looks like you love more because of it. Or if you don't have
exactly.
that conversation, you don't love enough or you don't care. That's not it. Look, I, 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 nobody in my life, no one was in my life more important than my mother. After all, the only reason I'm here was my mom and daddy. They were the most important people in my life. I know a lot of my students that I took to Brazil, American girls, they were kind of upset with Brazilian men because we are very together with our mom.
Mama boys, mama boys.
Yeah, we all in love, and I am. But I don't live in this space. I don't think I love my mom less because I left home when I was 17. I was the closest to my mom. And I always played with my brothers and sisters that she loved me more than everybody. And that, yes, I always played. But see, even though in that space of missing her, I don't talk about in a negative way. My mom was sick at the very end. The last few years of her life, she had no idea who we were. She even thought that my younger sister was her mom. And
Mm.
but I don't see those as a problem. I don't see this as something that no, I miss my mother. Period. However, she was. I long for things that I don't have. So I don't. The main thing for me is not to attach that with a word that most people bring into their conversation every single day, which is called suffering. Suffering is one thing
Optional.
that I do not want to have in my life because I understand that that is nothing but a choice.
Yeah,
And
it's
I
optional.
choose
Mhm.
to be joyful in the face of shit. Things don't go well, I'm responsible. Things go well, I'm responsible. And going back to reacting, what you said, being responsible for my life means what? I'm able to respond, not react. Responsibility is what? It's ability to respond, not to
Mhm.
react. So it isn't easy for a martial artist, for a Brazilian guy who's supposed to be a macho man. But I've been practicing not to react. And it is not easy for me, but it has been amazing. So, like I said, going back to the me being arrested, I did not want to blame the cop. I did not want to blame the judge. I did not want to blame the prosecutor who was calling me an asshole. I did not want to blame the jurors that sit over there and made me feel like I was real criminal. I took full responsibility rather than reacting. And inside of that, everything fell into place. So did I suffer with that? No. Do I suffer with missing my family? No. So is it an easy thing for me to do? It is. You know why? Because again, easy and difficult exists only in language. If I don't say it, it does not manifest. And that's how I intend to live from my 58 until I'm 100.
Because sometimes it's the second half of our life that is the best half of our life, right?
Yeah, well, for
50
me, it's like I just feel this, right? People at 58 are trying to retire
retire.
and find a place to. I am starting a brand new business. I'm starting a brand new life. People say, "Why aren't you teaching capoeira?" It's because I chose not to.
Because you already
Because I've
did.
done capoeira for over 40 years. I performed for over 30 years, and now, but you're not gonna ever do it. I'm not saying I'm not doing it. I'm saying that right now, I want to focus my life and who I am rather than what I have to do to get anything. So I done that. I I lived my life like, well, I'm gonna do this. So when I get this, then I'll be that. I don't want that. I wanna be. I wanna do, and then I'm gonna have. The universe have no choice, no matter for me. It's like this. I am being joyful. I'm being responsible. I'm being happy. And now I'm going to act according to who I am. And the universe are not going to run from me. It will have to give what it is there that I'm creating. So that's it for me. Hey, Lori, we lost you for a few minutes.
I know.
That's beautiful, Ephraim, because you know what? It's true. People don't understand when you're in that space. I was talking to the Badass Buddha yesterday, how people will like ask certain things, and it's like, because I said so, because this is what I want to do.
No, I bring my kid out. Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I know. I was just messing with you. I know that's your time.
Yeah, and that's beautiful. But she listens to us. So, and I think that when you're at that place where you can say no, and then they say why, and you say because I said so, because you have a knowing in you of what you want to do, how you want to do it, where you want to do it at. And that's all that really matters is once we're in tune with who we are and what we love and what we need to do, then it doesn't matter who understands us or who sees us as doing something right. The importance is that you have chosen to love who you are, where you're at, and work to be where you want to be, not where society tells you or not what other people deems where you need to be. So absolutely, being 58, many are looking towards retirement. They're not sitting on a beach with a fedora on and a shirt that says nice to meet you, that can put up a lot of other signals. But we're not going to talk about it this morning.
It's so funny because everybody that passes here, they're locals. They all see the old guy that sits here on a speedos every morning. And
no way, you got speedos on?
Not now. I have my clothes, my shorts on. But but that's what I do every single day. And no. And people might think that I am actually retired, but I am not. And I don't want to retire. I want to live my life. I don't want to sleep too much. I want to wake up early and live and be awakened. I want to see what the fuck's happening in my life, and I want to be 100% responsible for creating it or not.
Yes.
And that's me. So anyway, I'm pretty happy. Look at this. I'm gonna brag a little bit. Look.
Oh wow.
Nice.
I know it's like I know it's the same every day for most people, but not for me.
Well, because you've chosen
so anyway,
to be appreciative. You chose to.
I am.
You chose to enjoy it and see it for what it is. People get used to something, and they don't take the joy in. Like, I mean, I see and hear this all the time from people. You know, I've said to people that I know, family members, friends, you know, look around. This is like, look where you are. This is beautiful. And they'll look around. They'll go, yeah, it's okay. And it's like, well, let's compare it to like, would you rather be here at this moment in time, or would you rather be on like the streets of like India with tons of people and poverty and smell from like sewage and even then
I would love that too.
And you could still, well, I was just going to say, you could still find beauty there. But what I'm trying to say is that like we take for granted what's in front of us. And it's just like with a loved one. They're there in front of us. I kind of view it this way. When somebody says to me that, you know, oh, I really miss my, you know, whatever. And I know you were saying you miss your mom, but you miss your mom. It's a statement. It's a feeling, but you live your life and you live on in the memories of her. But when I see people that aren't letting go and they're like, I was devastated. I've been, you know, they died X amount of years ago and I've been, you know, awful since, or even breakups, not even deaths of something, like a breakup where they just didn't expect the person to break up with them. And I run into them years later and they're still not over it. That's their choice. And it's like, listen, live for today. You know, like I'm going to make sure I spend as much time with my dad. When he passes, I will miss him. But I haven't seen my dad, my real dad, in a long time because of the dementia. So I want to be in the moment. I'm not going to let it pass me by and then long for it when it's gone because I felt like I didn't have enough of it or it needs to still be a part of my life. And I want to say one thing because I was, when I'm out there with my daughter, I'm listening, you know, I'm listening to the, you know, you said something when you mentioned again about, you know, you being your first month down there, you got arrested, all this stuff, and you were just letting it go and stuff. Yeah, you didn't buy into what everybody was, you know, how the jury was and how the prosecutor was being an asshole. You know, a lot of people, Efraim, would have said, oh my God, I just get here in this new place. I'm here a month. This happens. It's not meant to be. I can't be here. Like this is a sign and it's not meant to be. And for you, you wanted to be there. Like I know this because we've had conversations on it before you left. That you wanted to be there, no matter what, you wanted to be there. And you did not look at that as a sign not to be. You said, no, I want to be here. So I'm going to change. I'm going to say the word that Gladiator, this is for Gladiator Guru. I'm going to change the narrative and I'm going to decide that this is not a big deal. I'm going to move forward. I know who I am. These people never met me before. They have no idea who I am. Not to mention, even if it were true, if somebody's drunk, that's not even who they are anyway. But that wasn't the case here. So they're saying, I know who I am. It doesn't matter what the hell these people think of me. I'm going to live my life accordingly. And you did. And that's the beauty of it, is that you moved forward, not thinking of this as this is a setback. This is a sign. This is just shit happens. And I'm gonna.
The only thing I think, what I want to consciously be was 100% responsible. The cop asked me, "Did you drink?" I said, "Yes, I had a beer." So it started everything with me. There was so the good thing about this, it was all recorded on his thing, and there was no way for him to prove otherwise. There was no breathalyzer to accuse me. There was nothing. It was just his word and his video, which showed the truth. But the thing is this, I thought that was the worst thing that happened to me, right? The first month that I was here. But then the same week, my lawyer from Connecticut, who was dealing with my house, told me that I lost my house, right? So I lost my house out of 15 years living there, my own house that I bought. So, but anyway, so this is a different conversation. I thought it was difficult. So going back to...
Now, I didn't know that happened. I don't think we knew that happened. I thought you sold it.
I did sell, but I got at the end of it, $1,600 was $2,000 that I got it. And then the guy who was buying my house, a young guy, said for the closing, he needed some help. And I became friends with him. And he asked me if I could lend him $600. I said, dude, I just got $2,000 out of this house. And he says, I know, man, you know, I'll give it to you next week. No problem. So I sent $600. So what I made was $1,400 because he never actually gave me the money back. But that's okay. What I mean by saying this is not to feel sorry for me, okay? What I'm saying is this. I asked in a meditation at 2 o'clock in the morning that I was going to start a brand new life from zero. And guess what the universe gave me?
A brand new life.
Fucking zero. Zero.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. Yes, you asked for it.
I no, but listen to this. This is the beauty of it.
Yeah.
My nephew Beto is my one of my best friends in the world, right? He's my nephew, he's my baby. And he said to me, Chew, you could go back and not lose your house, man. This is a choice, right? You can, if you don't sell it, it's yours. You can go back and live the life you always lived, or you can continue the path that you said you want. That's your choice. He gave me a fucking punch in the stomach. I wanted to beat him up for giving me that fucking bullshit.
Yes.
But he was right.
Yes.
And I took that on. And I tell you this, I went through so many ups and downs, but since I see my life as a fucking roller coaster, I decided to sit in the front row, put my hands up to the sky, and go, yeah, motherfucker, all the way to the end. I am here to tell you this. It isn't because it is all the things that I'm talking about. It's not because I think conceptually sounds good. It is my life. I'm living it. I know one thing, and I practice is who I am goes wherever I go. If I go to hell and I am joyful, I'll be joyful in hell. If I go to whatever they call paradise and I'm joyful there, I'm going to be joyful in paradise. Why is this a paradise? Because I live my life as a responsible human being. I am the creator of this shit, or not. So I am the creator. And in that space, I miss nothing. I feel saudade for nothing that makes me suffer. So saudade is always there in the background to push me up, lift me up, and keep me flying high.
Oh my God, I love it. That was beautiful.
That's me.
That's beautiful.
And it is true. You know why? Because you don't let insignificant things that we want to label as life bring you down. You don't get overwhelmed with shit that's around you because you don't want to do it or you just think it's too big for you. And then
see. Hold on a second. I'm trying to cut you off. I do have all that. The thing is this, right? I have those moments where I'm completely stopped. But one thing that I understand is this: I either listen to this conversation in my own head that disempowers me and allow it to go and say thank you very much for bullshitting me a little more extra than I need, and let go and continue living my life. But I am not stopped by it. I don't accept myself to be stopped by this conversation that comes to me. So
it's like we do in Bridgeport. We don't stop at the stop sign. We take a rolling stop sign. So I absolutely know that's what I was going to say, that when we allow the things around us to overwhelm us, then you start questioning yourself, and then you start the self-doubt. Everything is going to come at you. Just like the Badass Buddha started with this. 10 minutes after my car was totaled, but I got to walk away from it, I'm saying I'm still going on my walk next month. I'm still going to Portugal. At first, I saw my car. I was like, oh, because it had sentimental value. But then I looked at it again, and my shaking stopped, and I said, it served its purpose. It saved my life. And now I'm still going to Portugal. I may not have a car, but I have 2 good working legs, and I'm going to go see beauty and meet people from all around the world. So
I have not. That's beautiful. I think this whole conversation here, we're talking about Saudade as a title, but the truth of the matter is, for anybody that's listening to this, can learn so much from this experience, because people are stopped for less than this.
Oh yeah.
You know, and this conversation, it's like you said about relationship. Okay, I love you, but if you don't love me the way I love you, I'm not going to stop loving you because of that. I'm just going to love you and accept that you don't want to live with me.
Right.
It is easy, no, but it is doable. I've been in this space for a long time. I have not given up my life, and I will not. And neither are you from your trips. Neither is Lori from her father, and all the things that would come up in our lives every day. The thing is, we are the one. Every single one of us. We like to point our finger, right? It's the universe. It's their choice. No, 3 fingers to show you who you are, what you do, and what you got is your responsibility.
This is true.
Yep.
I forgot about that.
It's who you are, what you do, and people live the opposite way, right? It's like when I do this, I'm gonna have that so I can be that. But if we are being, who the fuck's gonna stop us? Nobody. So I'm gonna always miss you guys because you guys are far. But I promise you, I won't suffer because of
You know,
And I won't either.
and that's the key word, because pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. And we always
it's a
choose
choice.
the latter. We always choose to be stuck in the latter. But the beauty in being in the ladder for X amount of time is when you come out of it, you should come out with an understanding that it stayed behind.
Hopefully.
And I learned that with my seasonal sadness. Yeah, hopefully. But you know, sometimes you might have to fall in the same place twice to get it. But just get it. That's all I tell people. When I had my show Tuesday, it was, are you a doer? Are you being, or are you doing? Because we get so caught up in doing that we're not being. You're being right now.
Yes.
You're in Mother Nature. You're sitting against a tree, sitting either on grass and some sand.
We love each other.
You're feeling the breeze, the Caribbean breeze coming to you. The water's beautiful. The sun is rising, glistening on the water. That's very provocative right now, if you ask me.
Because I'm not naked. If I take my clothes off, and then you see how provocative.
Let me see your shirt off.
You know the tribe members wouldn't say no. That's for sure.
I know. And I think that, you know what, we learn and we go, and I think that the older we get is the more we got to appreciate who the fuck we are and where we choose to go. And I think that when you meditate, when you pray and you ask for something, then sit with yourself to listen to the answers and then go. And then go.
The thing is,
everybody's telling you to do it. Take off your shirt. I didn't know. You opened that door, not me.
people ask for things, for the universe, God, prayer, however they do it, and the universe is always giving a fucking test to see if whatever it is that you ask is that important to you.
Yes, I agree with you. So true.
So the thing is this: if I think that I don't want to live anywhere else, I want to live here, and nothing is going to stop me. And it is not easy. I would one day out of this conversation, we would love to, the three of us, to sit and talk, and I'll tell you all the details on how the last year has been. But when you look at all this year, you think, wow, this guy is living the life. I am, but inside of every single shit that any human being could ever have, and it is fucking beautiful. It's like this, right? If you live long enough in the sewage, you don't smell the shit anymore, right? Unless you step out. Everybody around you can see the shit. See, the thing is this: I know there is a sewage. I consciously stepped out. I know the shit's there, but it's my shit. I own it. It does not own me.
Yes.
I am not involved in it. I'm not stuck in it. I am just, this is it. Now, how can I dissipate this shit out of the way? And that's my goal. This is my commitment. Inside of all those amazing, beautiful things, there are a lot of things that I wish it was different. But then I have you guys to listen to and learn from. So it helps.
You know, and you know what? Age is nothing but a number. And as long as you believe that you are who you are and you respect your body, then you're not going to feel the pains of aging. That's our mentality, I think. Because, you know, I'm sure that I can show you to a 25-year-old and it's not going to be daddy issues. They're going to think that you are the sexiest thing around. Anybody agree? Look, Chanel's like, do it. Take off your shirt. So I think that, like, you know, I never feel that I'm going to be 54 unless I like look at my kids or something. But other than that, I'm like I walked out of Wawa's yesterday. My niece took me to the store, and somebody was playing music, and from the door to her car, I'm dancing towards her.
That's
and
me.
she's looking at me like, you're always so crazy. And there was like so many people behind me. They didn't even pass me to go to their car. They just followed me. So I know I made somebody's day. But guess what happens? I made my day. because I dance to the beat of my conga.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care where I'm at. I don't care to people to think I'm a fool or whatever. I love life. I love music. You know, I just love laughter. So I'm gonna do it everywhere I'm at.
People are gonna think what they're gonna think, whether you do or you don't. So I might
That's
as well
correct.
give them a reason, right?
That is so correct.
I am gonna jump from the airplane the 17th, the 18th with my son. He just turned 18, and I don't look at myself an old guy at all. It's cute to see Kawan bringing his friends at home, and he comes and kisses me, and all his friends hang out in my house. Sometimes they go outside, they smoke some pot, and I don't give a shit that whatever they do, they do it. That's their life, right?
At
But
least they're doing it
they
safe.
don't. They you know the thing is they don't see me as an old guy, and neither do I see myself as an old guy. So I am as young as I say.
Yeah.
And I know the life that I'm living right now, it's not for a man supposed to be responsible at 58. So I'm almost 58 years younger. So I'm enjoying it. Here we are.
That's right.
That's it. That's it. And
What else is there? What else is there for us?
there's nothing else
Right?
but to cultivate that self-trust with who you are and love what you do. And if you can carry that with you everywhere you go,
I do.
you know, and it's, you just
And if you don't listen, and it's not ever too late to do it. So if you've lived your life where you have not done that, Ephraim, you've pretty much lived your life the way you've wanted to live it, which is very impressive. And same thing with Gladiator Guru. But if you've not been that person, it's not, we don't want you to be sitting here saying, well, but they've been doing this a long time, or I am 60 now, and why. It's never too late to just fall in love with yourself and just live, and don't give a shit what anybody is saying. If they tell you, oh, well, why would you want to do that? Like jumping out of an airplane. If you're 60 or higher and you say, you know what, I think that's a great idea, I think I want to jump out of an airplane, and somebody tells you, what are you, crazy? Why would you want to do that? Look how old you are. Don't listen to them, because that's just not what they would do. And so you feel strongly about it, then you do it. If you want to just jump in a plane and start traveling, and people are like, oh, but it's still, there's still the virus around and blah, blah, blah. Don't listen to what other people say, because most people are giving you advice based on what they would or wouldn't do.
and their fear.
And they're fears, and they're not you. They're not you. And
Lori?
yeah, go ahead,
Sorry.
Ephraim.
No, go ahead. No, say, finish. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say that, I achieved a lot in my lifetime. I mean, I'm not going to say that I didn't. Did I have a happy life, and was I fulfilled throughout most of my life? The answer was no. And that was my choice because of the decisions that I made, whether consciously or subconsciously. But I am here now. And when I woke up in middle age, I wasn't going to sit there and say, well, it's too late, it's this or it's that. It's like, fuck it, because I played small because I had beliefs, and they didn't serve me. And so now I am not going to play small, and I'm definitely not staying shut. And people understand that about me. I mean, I get on networking calls and I will say, I am the badass Buddha. I'm 50% namaste, 50% go fuck yourself on networking calls. And you have to see the response from some of the people. These are business people. And some of them are just like appalled that I said that. And other people laugh and they put in the comments, oh my God, that's freaking awesome. Because I don't care if the people that are saying I'm awesome, those are my people. If the people are rolling their eyes or putting a face on that they're like, how could she say that? They ain't my people, and I'm okay with that. I used to care, and I don't anymore. And it doesn't matter how old you are, you just have to make that decision.
So the thing is this, people listening to us most of the time, they think, you mentioned that it's because we are older. That's not it. The fact that someone is old don't mean they are wiser. Don't mean they are smarter. Don't mean that the experience they use to enhance their lives does not mean that. Because I live among people who are supposed to be wise. I mean, at least my age, around my age, but they're not. And
Yeah.
I also live around a lot of young people who are very empowered and very powerful.
Yes.
So there is absolutely no age for that.
I
Now,
agree.
like, okay, you mentioned, right? You mentioned that you did not have the greatest choice, and therefore you were not as fulfilled as you should have. But then again, it's just nothing but an opinion. My people might be looking at you from a different angle and say, fuck, Lori had the life, right? And
That's correct.
we don't know. Yeah. So the truth of the matter is, it is for any age for us to wake up in the morning and be fucking grateful. You open your eyes, yay, smile. You walked, hey, I got 2 feet. But people are not looking at it. That you need no age for that. There is absolutely no way because you are 14, 13, 15, you cannot start creating a powerful life now. Because that's the only time that exists in this life. It is now. There's no other time. Everything else is a conversation and it is all bullshit. Everything happened 5 minutes ago, it's called past. And anything that hasn't happened yet, it is nothing but imagination. So if you stop bullshitting about the future, about whatever is gone, you're free. You can live a life right now.
That's right.
And that is the goal. And that needs no age. Does it make sense or no?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And what a way to end too. You ended on such a phenomenal note.
Yes.
So we are very grateful that you came on today. We always love having you on, Efraim. And
Always.
And one of these
love having you, and Anne might be better, but welcome to come back.
Dang, she's dirty this morning. Fabulous.
I like it. I like it. Very girls.
All right. So thank you so much, Efraim, for coming on today. We really, really
My
we're
pleasure.
grateful to you for your friendship. We're grateful for your insight and your wisdom. It's always wonderful having you on because you do just bring so much to the table, and we really appreciate having you and giving us the time because we know you keep yourself pretty busy. So thank you so much.
Very, very busy at the beach.
I see. Yes, today.
But let me just tell you this. I chose to start working as a massage therapist. You should have seen what the universe brought to me because of that. I gotta tell you guys another time. I know your time is over, but it is incredible when you allow yourself to be and focus on where you want to go. Not focus like this is the only way. I'm focusing mildly, but paying attention to everything around me. The universe gave me a doctor that is an amazing doctor giving me some people that is transforming the way I am doing my work.
Wow.
So just the last thing to say to you. But I'll share it another time.
Wow.
All right. All right. Well, thank you, Efraim, and thank you, everybody, for coming on today. And for next week, we have Rest, Review, Recover, and Reset on Tuesday. And then we have, that's part 1 and part 2 with Christy Sullivan on Thursday. So have an absolutely fabulous weekend, everybody. And Gladiator Guru, any last minute words before we do our sign off?
No.
Okay. So thank you, everybody. And from the Badass.
Bye-bye.
Remember, be you, be real, be extraordinary.
And Efraim said it best. Live your best life. And remember, breathe in the beauty and breathe out the bullshit. Namaste.
Namaste, everyone.